All right, we live now. Thank you, friends, for tuning in our YouTube channel and Facebook groups that we are, and my also Facebook front page. And today, as I always told you, we're gonna have interviews from different people that have done some transition from a work to another different work, or they planning on starting their business. And so today we have as a guest Flora Gutierrez. She's from Cuba, and she speaks English and Spanish, and will be sharing her journey. How did she? Well, she's a security consultant for ADT, and so she had a very interesting life. How she ended up doing this, and and how everything works. So Flora, thank you so much for coming, and please, the floor is all yours.
Thank you, Gustavo, for having me here. I wanted to give an introduction. First of all, thank you to all the audience who is viewing us. I am currently a territory manager for ADT Security. I cover pretty much the Charlotte and Sarasota region. The way that I got to ADT Security is I am from Cuban descent. I am originally from South Florida, from Miami, and I worked in the medical industry for over 17 years before I transitioned into sales. And I had a company, an offsite data storage company in information technology here in Southwest Florida in 2006 to 2008. I launched it by myself with my ex husband. We were successful. Our crash happened and we had to transition from that. After that happened, I got into working for myself in 2013. I opened a marketing firm because I was saying, I'm working for my ex husband. Why not open my own firm? I'm the one that does the sales, I'm the one who's created all the platforms needed. So I go, and we need people like me to serve the Hispanic community since I am very proud to be a Latina and service that region. So I decided to do that. From that, I created a community of women called Fem City. I grew it to 220 women in the Cape Coral, Florida, and Fort Myers region. I had a group of women who were my board of directors. I let it go in 2017. I had a transition. And then I got into working as, you see, I've always worked in sales. So I've always had that thing about working in sales and being able to, I like people to get to trust me before I sell them a product. And so it's always been more relationship than transactional, like we call it in a group that I'm a part of right now. And so like I said, I worked after that in the food sales industry after in 2000, at the beginning, in 2000, I would say, yeah, like about in 2017, I worked as a food broker for Cisco Foods. I was there until the end of November of 2019, right before our current pandemic happened. And then in January of 2020, I decided to work for Chico's FAS. It is a clothing store in Fort Myers. I was a manager there and I did all of the inventory. I worked at night. And so I worked for them. And then COVID hit. I got furloughed. And then I had the opportunity of working for ADT Security. I was very fortunate that my boyfriend worked for them, recommended me to this position. And I decided to work for a territory outside of my region because I knew that I like to travel outside of my area, but I knew that there was a need for Hispanic presence in the Charlotte and Sarasota region. And I'm very, very proud of representing not only ADT as a global brand, but represent my Hispanic community that in my team, I'm pretty much the only one who speaks Spanish. And that is very important because the Hispanic population, I feel, is underserved in many areas. And we need people like Gustavo and I to represent them. So, and like I said, I'm going to be building the same that I built in Southwest Florida throughout the years up in the Port Charlotte and Sarasota area without forgetting the people I know in Southwest Florida. So
So
that's my story.
how's it been the experience now with ADT? Because I mean, from the you were in IT, then you went to marketing, and now you're going. You've been very entrepreneur. You've been doing a lot
Yeah.
of things.
Yeah. So I've always been a very entrepreneurship minded person. I've always believed in building businesses and growing and having somebody to mentor you, like a coach or a life and business coach. I believe in, investing in yourself, but investing in your business, but in mostly more investing in others. So it's just I've always had that risk. I've always been that risk taker. That I've always taken the risk of moving forward, not allowing for anything to get in my way, but at the same time, um, be there of service to others.
For example, we have a lot of viewers that they are employees, they work in a company, they have this fear that if they change of a career or they start their own business on the side, they won't get the clients and they won't get the security that sometimes they find in their job. So probably you went through this same situation. You're an entrepreneur, but you still have to face that fear. What's going to happen? So please tell us, how is that you get clients? Because a lot of people said, how do they get my clients?
Well, a lot of times you get clients in many different forms. Um, Usually, there's ways of getting you become part of networking events. You become a philanthropist. You go and you visit. A lot of times the old fashioned of door to door knocking does help, and you actually become part of events. There's social media marketing does work. And it's just getting yourself out there in your community for people to get to know you. Becoming a part of a chamber is another option. So being a chamber in your area, but also, you know what, connecting with those that are closest to you that have always supported you. Those are the best. Those are your close circle of, we call them circle of influences. Your the people that you know that are closest to you. You say, hey, you know what, I'm going to be working for a company and I'm going to be doing sales in such and such area. Would you be able to support me? Or if you have your own business, those people will support you because you've probably supported them in the past. So it reciprocates. So also connecting with those that have known you and you've supported them, they'll support you back.
Now, we have a lot of people that see us women, and you're a woman, of course, and you've been very entrepreneur. So you also just share with us that you open a networking of only women. How did you get started with that?
Well, like I said, I launched Fem City like I said, in 2015. It was from Miami, and I just got a group of people, a focus group of about 10 of us. We got together, and I took the leap of faith of opening that here in Southwest Florida without, um, and a lot of people were like hesitant about it. But at the time, the city of Cape Coral had a woman mayor. Her name was Marnie Sawiki, and she was very supportive of that. And I got a lot of support. I got a lot of backlash as well, but that happens. And I always tell people, just don't be afraid, even as a woman. We're trendsetters. We have, we are people that can do just as much as men. I believe in equality. I believe that and working in the space that I'm in, or at least in information technology, that is an area that is, there's not many women that get into that space because it's male dominated. And I feel that I'm here working for ADT and even working as, because I own my own business on the side. It's actually a marketing and a virtual office assistant business. I feel doing this, I can be a trendsetter and I can be an example. It's all about leaving a legacy behind and not being afraid. So, as a woman and opening a women's group, just take that leap of faith. Don't be afraid. Connect with those women that know are going to support you. And even men, there's men that support women initiatives too. And now on March 8th, we have International Women's Day. So we've got to support it.
Now, you just told me something I didn't know, and I love it. So you have a job, and you're working with ADT, but also you have a side hustle, where
Mm-hmm.
basically is a little side business. How do you get started with that business, and how do you run it together? Because sometimes people say, I don't have time in my work to have a second job or second business. And how do you do it with time?
I actually just prioritize everything. I put myself on a schedule because that's something that I've got to do. That's I think what's gonna keep me successful in ADT, in anything you do, even in sales. Prioritizing and putting yourself on a schedule. So work from this time to this time with your primary company or the company you work for, and then allocate this amount of time for your side hustle or your side business. If you have a part time or if you have a side business. So putting yourself on the schedule, that will help you succeed no matter what it is that you do. So that's what I'm doing. And what I'm actually going to be doing with my business is that I am planning on, I'm in the process, I already have a couple of clients that I'm working on from my side hustle, it's called Vibrant Consulting. Well, what I'm actually going to be doing is I'm going to be hiring my son, who is 16 years old, to do the admin work for me. And that would give him the initiative of not only being able to get a job through me, but he'll be able to have that financial independence and learn at an early age what it is to be an entrepreneur. And we all have to leave a legacy behind for others to follow in your same footsteps.
And especially if you're helping your children from a young age. What I said to people, you either teach people how to fish, because if you give them the fish and the fish can get rotten, they lose everything. But if you teach them how to fish, they can go and fish themselves and get the money they want.
Exactly.
That's awesome. Now you've been very entrepreneur, and probably you face a lot of challenges. You said a lot of people don't support what you want to do, and some people do support you. And I think so. It happens a lot of that, even within family and close ones say, no, that's not going to work, or others say, yeah, you should try. So it's a kind of 50-50. If you will give an advice to someone, what will be the quality that you need to have that will help you to succeed in any field?
Don't go by what others people say as far as negativity, because everybody has their own opinion or their own experience. There's going to be those that are not going to support you in anything that you do. There's going to be others who are going to support you 100%. It really depends on their background. It depends on their, where they come from. And there's going to be people that are going to support you. There's going to be others that are going to not support you. At the end of the day, you do what's right within yourself and what you feel is right for you and for your family. And eventually those people that didn't support you, they will support you eventually. And a lot of people tell me, well, the problem is that finance, I have financial, finance is sometimes a factor to opening a business. Don't let that get in the way. I mean, there's so many organizations that help small businesses start, that don't let even finances get in the way. You'll always, where there's a will, there's a way. My mother has a saying in Spanish, el que persevera triunfa, right? So the person who perseveres triumphs at the end.
Yes, exactly. So let me ask you a question. If you go back to from where when you started in different business and all that, what is the one thing you would have done differently?
I would have probably done differently is I would have found somebody like a business partner who would have been with me on a side to side and would have had my same vision. When I first started this, my ex-husband and I had the business together, but we both had very different visions as far as the business. And if I would have had, sometimes I tell people, make sure that who you hire, who you work with, have the same ideals or same vision as you. I would have probably, and from now on, I always look at hiring somebody who thinks the same or has the same vision as me, because if your vision if you think one way and the other person thinks the other way, it's not going to work. So you've got to find somebody who thinks just like you.
Right. So, and it happens a lot. And I think so that's a very important thing, because sometimes they might decide to go north and you go south and the business is just not going anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Because you have to be a coordination to go to the same direction, and that's more
Exactly.
efficient.
Right.
So
Exactly.
Flora, thank you so much for coming. Also, I want to please, if you can give some of your contact information, other people, I'm sure there's a lot of women that would love to talk with you and feel more supported in what they want to do. And at the same time, you are an ADT and you have your private company too. So if you want, please let us know what is the best way to contact you.
Okay, the best way to contact me is you can contact me through my Facebook page, Flora Gutierrez, which is right there. You can also contact me. I do have an Instagram page, which I'll send it to Gus for everybody to share. And you can also follow me. I have a Twitter account under it. So follow me through the social media, and I also have a LinkedIn account, Flora Gutierrez at LinkedIn. You can follow me through there, but I'll send you also the links so that way it'll be easier for the viewers to be able to follow me.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know that it was a little bit programmed this, so thank you for coming, and I enjoy it very much. So,
all right, thank you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye. So, guys, thank you so much for tuning. Again, we are going to be presenting different entrepreneurs, different people that have been going through different stages in their life to a change of career, starting their hustle, say, side business, and so they can encourage you to do the same and empower yourself to choose your own life. Thank you guys for tuning in and have a great day. Bye-bye.